Hello viewers, welcome to our talk show for today, and we're going to be discussing on security insurgency in the country. And as we all know, for the past 11 years now, the country has been passing through security challenges, and it seems the government and the security agencies are not doing anything about it, and it has drawn the attention of several Nigerians that has to come to the street to protest. Okay guys, we are tired of your promises, we want something we can see. We're going to be talking on the security problems we've been passing through for the past few years, and I will have to welcome a social activist in the studio, and also the founder of the ERA NGO in the studio will be with me shortly as we'll be going on to discuss on this topic. From my left, I have Mr. Daniel Bassi, the founder of the ERA, and also Mr. Philip Jacob, a social activist. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
As I said, they'll be joining me, and we're going to discuss on the topic of insurgency that has been perpetrating the country for the past 11 years. Mr. Bassi, can you please tell us briefly on your NGO?
Thank you so much. The ERA as a body is designed for the human ecosystem in terms of human rights, for the provision of for the citizen and promotion of new government. We have two purposes. The NGO has two purposes, and one is to go on a peaceful protest on a pressure group, and the second one is also for the giving people the view or enlightening people for knowing their own human rights. Okay. And the NGO is a new NGO, quite all right. We have started it since 2020. Wow. October 2020, but it came to face and known to everybody in this year 2021, and we have really achieved a few missions, and we are still going further to continue in achieving all our goals. We have gone to 14 local government now, and we have made two development in a particular local government. Few in one in Bauchi State and one which is ongoing there in Plateau State. So we are trying by all means in making sure that we go further in making the stability of life in this country to a very good state. And also in that, it's not only about knowing human rights, we are also going further in taking more of health-wise. We are going into health-wise also. We are also going in development of poverty, not to completely eradicate poverty in the country, but at least to take it to a minimum. Okay. Yeah. So thank you.
All right. Mr. Philip Jacob, for a decade now, precisely, the country has been trying to tackle up security problem in the country, and could it be that the government or the security agencies are not playing their role as it's supposed to be in terms of tackling the security problems? What's your own view on that?
Thank you for having me once again. It is no longer a news that Nigeria as a nation has been suffering from insecurity for over a decade now. It all started during President Yar'Adua's regime, and it came down to Goodluck Jonathan, now President Buhari. It all started with Boko Haram, which has now replicated to banditry, kidnapping, and even hoodlums. Okay, Nigeria has been suffering from so many insecurity issues. Where do I even start from? Do I talk about the Boko Haram? Do I talk about the kidnapping? Do I talk about the clash between herdsmen and the farmers? Do I talk about the kidnaps? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, so many things have been happening in the nation. Now, talking about if government has failed in its duty, yes, as a social analyst, I have to say yes, government has tried, but okay, to reduce or to eradicate the issue of insecurity in the nation. But I think they need to do more. Yes, because so many things have happened and repeatedly we have been seeing them. So government has to take measure to make sure that these things are eradicated completely. I think the first government relaxed over this insecurity. That's why it has replicated to so many things today. Okay, do you talk about, for example, do you talk about students that went to school to acquire education, to become good leaders of the nation, yet they are being kidnapped? You talk about the Dapchi girls, talk about the Chibok girls. If this government was doing something good, this would have repeated itself. Now, just of recent, children, pupils went to school, but yet they were kidnapped again in Niger State. Do you talk about that of Zamfara that just happened just of recent?
Wow.
So, Nigeria as a whole now, we are no longer safe. Everybody has to be vigilant for himself. So I think government has to checkmate under its agencies and empower them. Maybe is it their welfare that's not been taken care of? So I think there are several things that government need to take measures of, because every citizen, you understand, it is the duty of every government to protect the property, you understand, of every citizen in its nation. Thank you very much.
Recently, we had this protest in the country. It was a very massive one, and very, very massive. When I say massive, you saw the youth came out massively to protest about NSAS, the SARS brutality that has been perpetrated in the country for long now. And these people came, okay, guys, we no longer need the SARS. End it. Their brutality is much. So how then are you now looking at it? Is it that, could it be that it is the unemployment in the country or the poverty level in the country? As of 2018, the country was ranked as the most extreme poverty in the country, in the whole nation. So you can see, is it that the poverty or the unemployment level that have hit the youth that came out massively to protest, that led to several losing several lives and property as well, most especially in Lagos State?
Thank you very much. Talking about the protests, SARS and SARS protests that happened just recent, that's last year, 2020. This is something that's supposed to have done before then, because issue of SARS brutality has been rampant even before then. So I think it's lack of fear. It's fear that make people that their brothers, their sister has been hurt under this action. They cannot voice out alone. So for someone to voice out, that's why people came out in massive. Now looking at it, if talking about if it's the poverty level, now you cannot see that many people that were out there to protest, some of them were graduates, some of them were students, coupled with the fact that the nation was on lockdown because of the pandemic.
And even the schools were not.
Yeah, the schools were closed, and the students were at home, and some workers could not even go to work. So they have to collaborate to protest. This is something that's supposed to have been done some years ago. Because of what? People, this SARS is a platform to eradicate criminals under police affairs, to eradicate criminals in the society. But some people were impersonating this SARS to achieve their evil aim. So thinking about NSAS, to me, I think SARS police should reform SARS. You understand? And check into their affairs. Who are these people impersonating these people? You understand? This brutality, is it really the government SARS? Is it the federal government SARS? Now talking about poverty. Now you can't have criminals when there's no poverty. That is the truth. So I think unemployment too, because a youth that is not doing anything, you just call him, come and take 1 million naira or take 100,000 naira and take arms. Yes. He's going to take it because government is not employing him. So I think government needs to checkmate again into their unemployment level. Let's employ these youths. If you are earning salary now, somebody will be scared to come and tell you, hey, take arms. It's not only for us to be educated, but I think our certificate should be put in use by employing youths. Thank you very much.
Just as they said, an idle man is the devil's workshop.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Phillips, for that point. Mr. Daniel Bassi, what is your own justification on the role of the security agencies against the protesters that came out to protest peacefully and they were unarmed? And okay, the security agencies have to come and start opening fire on them. Was it proper for them to do that? What is your own justification to that?
What happened in Lagos was really unfair. The youth came out in a peaceful protest, and then they went back home in a bloody shed. Well, what I'm going to say is that the government has to understand that the youths are now okay with all what they have been saying. The youths, the government have to accept the fact that the youth right now are no longer interested in what the government are saying. What they are after right now is the solution, not what they are saying. Because whatever they say, most of them they don't fulfill it. And the youth right now are trying by all means to know the solution. How can somebody go out in a peaceful protest without carrying weapons and then went back home with no life? Somebody will just go there to protest and then you take his life. And yet the government are doing nothing about it. Right now, this is not only affecting Lagos, it has happened everywhere. We all have seen how the warehouses have been broken out, bringing out the palliative that was deserved to be given to the masses, but yet it has been kept. There was now vaccine is still yet. We are not even sure that probably the vaccine will be given to other to the pharmacies now. So the government has to do something. They have to do something. Let them make solution, not to go on the television and be saying something that there is no any outcome results out of it. President Buhari has shown a leadership by taking in the vaccine within them. So this is something that is really that what happened not only in Lagos but that has to do with the ENSA stuff. It's really unfair by taking the life of every citizen that went out for the protest.
You are the founder of the ERA. So I want to know, how is your NGO working towards this security problem? Though it's not in your own power to come and say, okay, we are going to finish up the insecurity in the country, but there is a level at which you can render your assistance. So how are you now working towards achieving that?
Yeah, thank you. I said that right now our mission is focusing on human rights. Yeah. We are there by giving out people, enlightening people about knowing their rights. We make sure that yes, before we go to the next mission, we have to be sure that yes, everyone knows his right. In my NGO, we are just 12 staff with me. That's the team. We, even if we are thousands in my own NGO, we don't have the right to say that we are giving people a security because we are not the government. We are under the government. All what we are doing right now is to make sure that yes, the people know their rights. That is the first mission. We can go further in the next step after giving awareness to the very place we can to show that yes, people know their own rights. Now, when people know their rights, they will know how to tackle this security in themselves. They have to make sure that by knowing my own rights, I have the right to go and meet the security person and tell him or her that this is what I'm facing in my own community. They have to accept the fact that the police are not here, or any of the security person are not here uh, to take advantage of them, but rather to protect their own life and properties. They have to also accept the fact that the security are here to serve them. They have to also accept the fact that the security are also the government themselves. So they have to, the people that want to that we're giving, or the local citizens that we are going all over telling them they are right, they have to accept all these things, that yes, I have my right to know that yes, the security partners are also my friends. So this is what we are tackling. And like I said, in further step, we are also going further to knowing improving in health wise, bringing development, and also development not really in infrastructure, as these are government work, but making a little bit where we can also help in assisting as an NGO. We need to assist those that are where the government cannot reach. So this is our own opportunity to chip in where the government couldn't. Yes.
Um, my friend used to say, no finance, no association. And I think he's very right about that. So there must be a way your NGO is passing through or facing any challenges. Maybe you can highlight these challenges you as an NGO is passing through right now.
Well, as human, we face challenges, and in my own NGO, yes, we have a lot of challenges. So, my first challenges in my own is mobility. Um, Transportation from here to there, they are giving us a lot of, since we can't be able to provide cars, we are using the public cars for transportation and stuff like that. Though we are making provision to that, and contributions from donations, and where we also get our own money into, we are also making provision for the mobility, so that it will help us in making movement across the nations. And secondly is finance. Definitely, without finance, all these things cannot work.
Yeah.
Yes, there are donations. Honestly, people within my own community, not only community, around the nation, has been donating for the movement. Not only in Nigeria, not only in Nigeria. I have donation outside the country.
Wow.
From the US. Yes, people are donating for this, but it's still not enough for the movement, where we can also reach out when we go to the next step, by making health wise, eradicating poverty, and also educating people. Or when it has to, the education is one of the most let me say, the powerhouse of knowing knowing more about your rights. So education is also one of the next mission that we're going to go further on. So finance and mobility, these are the major challenges we are facing, and we are crying out for our viewers that if you're also interested in going into the era, you can also donate towards this. Our website is still under development, but we have our own social medias where we pass information, where we go for that very day, in order to we are also linking our own NGO with other NGO groups. Yes, so the movement is really going well.
Well, we'll be praying and aiming that you go global one day and you not just only stop here in Nigeria.
Thank you.
It's nice having you, Mr. Daniel, in the studio.
Thank you.
Mr. Phillips, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Our viewers, we've come to an end of the program. Thank you for your time. Keep a date with us like this another time. Thank you.